If you're having trouble with your sound system, there's a few things you can check to see what might be wrong with it. I'm going to go over some of those today. The first rule of thumb is observe the obvious, and down here in the lower right hand corner you can see the little speaker icon. If you click on that, it'll give you this volume slider, and I usually just like to verify that that's not muted. That'd be an indication that it's muted, that little X symbol there, so unmute that. And you also want to make sure your volume is something more than 0. I usually like to set mine about 32. Also, make sure it's going to the right output device. If your computer has more than one sound output device, like headphones plugged into one set of jacks and speakers are plugged into something else, you want to make sure you have the right thing selected. So make sure that's correctly selected. The other thing you want to check, you want to make sure your speakers are plugged in. Generally, most speakers have either a headphone jack like this, or they'll have a USB plug like this. Sometimes they'll have both. The USB plug would be used for power, and the jack would be used for sound. Some don't have a USB plug, some have a wall adapter, so you plug your speakers into the wall, but you need to make sure your speakers are plugged in, they're getting some kind of power source, and that the jack is plugged into the speaker jack on your computer. And the speaker jack, in most cases, is a green jack. You see these colored jacks right here. Red is for a microphone, blue is for line in, and green is usually for line out, or green on your computer is what you plug the speakers into. You can also plug your headphones in there if you want to. If you've checked all those things and you made sure that your volume is set on your volume control for your computer, as well as any volume knob that might be on your speaker itself, then those are the obvious things you want to check. The next thing you can do is you can right click this speaker icon and then click Troubleshoot Sound Problems. So we're going to let Windows do that. I'm using a headset, so I'm going to go ahead and run a troubleshooter for this. And it asks me if I want to disable audio enhancements. Let's go ahead and open that. And sometimes you'll have an enhancement which might be affecting your sound output, and it might be a good idea to go ahead and disable all of those. I never use those myself, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then you can preview sound right there. So if you start hearing some sound, then you know your problem's fixed. I want to switch to the Advanced tab, and you can change this. Right now it's set for 16-bit 48,000 Hertz. And sometimes changing this to something different might help, right now it's set for this. We could test it. And I could set it to a different quality. Let's try the lowest quality. And that's fine. So sometimes changing that will help. So we're done with the troubleshooter. So if you're still having problems, then there's some other thing you can try. Let's go to go down here in the search bar, the Cortana search bar, and I'm going to type Device Manager. You can see it come up here. We're going to go ahead and open that up. And down here under Sound, Video, and Game Controllers, we're going to expand that. And sometimes there'll be an issue here. For example, there might be a little yellow triangle indicating there's a problem. And you can right click that item and go to Properties, and it will tell you the device status here. So if you're having problems with the device, sometimes there might be an issue with the driver if you click the Driver tab. Sometimes if you update the driver, we'll do an automatic search for a driver. It tells me the best driver is already installed, which is fine. Another thing you can try is uninstalling the device. Now I'm not going to do that, but sometimes when you uninstall it and it's finished, and then you close all this and restart your computer, it will find the device again and reinstall the driver, and sometimes that'll fix the problem. If that doesn't work, then there could be a hardware problem, or there could be some other software issue which you'll need to get handled professionally. But those are some basic things you can do to handle some simple sound issues on your computer. That's it for this video. Give it a thumbs up if it helped you out. Click subscribe if you want to see more. Also, make sure you check out the website www.the-nerdcave.com and tell your friends about me. I'd love to hear from them. Thanks for watching and have a great day.